Today I'm working on my yearly collection planning journal. So, hi, this is Insanelinn and welcome to my video. Last year was an overall success in terms of notebooks and journals. I will have a video about my last year's setup and my 2026 journal setup in a couple of days. But yeah, so far I like the system, but the biggest issue I had was that sometimes I didn't know what notebooks to bring with me. So this year I'm changing the system up a little bit. I'm using this Archer and Olive B5 journal I got in the subscription box, and that journal is supposed to stay at home and to have all the main tasks and plans, and is supposed to be a journal only with useful and needed information. The other things I'm planning to do in my daily planning and daily logging and stuff like this, I'm going to do in another journal, which is going to be a little bit more messy. It will be also a place to maybe write my feelings down, some kind of reflections and other stuff like this, so that I can always bring only this journal with me. I'm starting off with quarter planning, so I will have 4 spreads for each of the quarters of the month. I didn't plan anything for the set weeks, but it will be a spread on the go between the cycles. I'm using Jesse Corin's Change Your Life system. I will talk about later, but for now I just want to talk about a lot of various papers I have in hand. So, for example, lately Archer and Olive created a lot of these type of beautiful and interesting papers that are supposed to be used for stuff like scrapbooking and decoration. And while I always liked the idea, I never felt comfortable enough to use that really. So this year I'm trying to break off from that issue and to try to have more fun with papers, and if I fail, no issues there. So I was using the subscription box paper. I think it was the autumn one, Luminous Skies. These are beautiful papers. We have a lot of sky filling, and it was like they had 2 books for the day and the night. I was looking throughout both of them, but mostly for the spread I used the day ones, except for the 4th quarter. I wasn't completely right in terms of selecting the glue. That glue stick may work perfectly on my 3D printer, but it's not the perfect one for papers. But unfortunately, at that moment, I kinda lost all the glues I had, and it's not like I had just a couple of them. No, I actually had a glue stick from Archer and Olive. I had just a simple PVA glue. I also had some type of glue strips, but I don't know why, but everything got lost, and I'm certainly planning to do better this year in terms of organization, especially with all my stash, which is not small, let me be honest. So I think that, having and using the stash is more important than hoarding. So that's one of the goals. But at the end, that glue stick worked. Not perfectly, but it works. I've been using this journal for a couple of days already, and everything sticks down fine. So let's hope it will continue to do that. As I said before, I'm using Jesse Corin's Change Your Life type of system and plans. I used that challenge in the last quarter of 2025, and although I didn't reach my goals, I certainly did more than I used to do before that. So that's a huge win for me. So I'm continuing to go on the same route this year, or at least at the beginning of the year, and we will see how it goes and if it's gonna work for me again. I've printed trackers for the quarters from Jesse Corin's resources. It's in her free resources library, so you can just sign up for the newsletter, I think, or something like this, and get the access to it. I'm using a Monday start and cyclic planning. This way I will be able to see the number of the week, to know which week happens when, and I will also be able to see the whole quarter in one go. And right now I'm ripping out the tables directly, because I'm not super good with cutting things with scissors. I much prefer this way, although it does lead to some fraying ends. It feels cleaner for me, and cleaner not in a perfectly curated way, but in, like, it's consistent, it's nice, it works for me, and that's what I'm going to use for the whole 4 quarters I have. I'm laying down it on the decorations, but honestly I'm not completely sure if the glue is the perfect way to go once again, and I'm just trying this out. I'm not someone super crafty with the journals I have, and honestly I do have a great issue with composition. And so if you feel that some places are lacking, or maybe it's not perfectly balanced, that's the reason why. I'm trying to do better, obviously. There's always room for improvement, but that's kind of nice for me. I like that result. I like that it's not completely predictable, and I enjoy this process a lot. Here you can see my lack of experience in terms of using the materials I already have. So I do have a swatch book with most of my pens. I didn't swatch maybe some last ones I got, but mostly I have my colors in that swatch book. It's also from Orchard and Olive, and it's separated by collections and by color. And a rational person who plans his hobbies and his decoration probably would go hand in hand, it would make much more sense to use this watchbook at the same time as I was choosing the paper I'm planning to use, but I didn't do that. So, oh well, I'm just sticking to the most suitable pens that I have, that I find better on this type of page. So it's not matchy, it's not perfect, obviously. And my handwriting, well, this is one of the goals I have for the next year, to work more with modern calligraphy. But so far, it's not like it's horrible. It works. I understand this. And it's pretty enough if you look far enough. Basically, it's a cheerleader effect when it's not completely needed to have all the elements perfectly nice, but altogether it looks consistent, it looks nice, so that's good enough for me. I've tried doing some second line highlights, and honestly on the first page it didn't work out so much, and this is the time when cheerleader effect didn't really work. But again, I decided that one of my goals for the next year is going to be work on my cheerleader effect type of second line highlights, because I really love the look of it. But yeah, I just need to improve my motor skills so it looks better. And also, these quarters are not completely consistent, especially because I'm using different type of pens, and you can't do the same with different type of pens. So for example, for quarter one, I used a nutshell and olive pen. This is a calligraph, so it has a small and firm tip, brush tip, and the other side is broad and more soft brush tip. But I've also used not markers, but pens. I've also used pens with only the firm and little tip, and in the other hand, the markers, the pens that only have big and soft ends. So obviously that changed an overall look of the result. After a little break, I decided to go for my January planning, and I always like to start with a washi tape on the side of the page. This is a nice bookmark for me. I really enjoy it. It's useful, and honestly, adding washi tape on the side of the journal doesn't add too much bulk. So if I try to do that with every page, of course my journal would be bulking up a lot. But this way, with only marking the months, it's only gonna add 12 spreads, right? So that's easy enough for me, and also it would be really easy to find the month. I don't use specific tabs, I don't write months, but mostly I don't go back to the previous months. So if I have a washi tape on the side, I just go for my last one. And you can see that I'm trying to decide on the theme and on the supplies I have right in the moment. I'm checking out different stuff, and I'm trying to see which type of, stuff actually speaks to me this month. And as the result, I don't think that it was super consistent this time, but I still enjoyed it. And so after the washi, I've started adding a table of the month to the left page. And honestly, usually I don't do months this way, but because I do like a horizontal layout less than a vertical one, because I prefer to write lists, because I prefer to write maybe something small, but it's super important me to have everything separated by line. That's why I've used such weird dimensions, I'd say. So obviously the table is 7x4, 7 days and 4 weeks. And yeah, logically, maybe it would look prettier if I would have 7 on the wider side and 4 on the narrow side. But once again, I went with a super vertical layout, and I'm not sure if I will continue to do that. I do need that January to really test that layout completely, but I think there is a chance that it's going to be a good idea. On the right side, I separated the page in quarters once again, and I used it for my wins, my fails, my content, and I think it was memories there. Usually I don't use up the whole space I have in that type of, subdivisions, but it's not so important. It's just important for me to mark some stuff up to feel, completely based in the reality, and to be able to say, hey, you feel like a fail, but look how much you've achieved this month. In terms of fails, honestly, I would prefer another name. Like, my idea of that column is not to, think that I'm a bad person or I'm doing something wrong, but maybe it's something to improve on. But unfortunately, I don't know the better short word for it, so right now it's just fails. In terms of content, I'm not sure actually if I'm going to use that column, because it turns out that it's better to plan my content in the table format online. Well, electronically, for me it's Google Docs, but you can pick whatever. But, well, why not? I should try that at least and see how it goes. And on this page, I once again try the second line highlight, and I kind of think it's better than I had in the quarters, and so I would continue that later, and we will see if it works or not. And I've also added some stickers. I added another strip of washi tape. Honestly, the overall design is not super cool, I'd say. I think that there is a big room for improvement on the placing and on the balance of the page, but it's not horrible. It's workable. So yeah, so basically I feel the left side is lacking in terms of decoration, but I didn't plan for decoration when I was drawing my table, and that's something to keep in mind for the next time. for my weekly spreads, I decided to try a new system. So I'm trying it for 4 weeks, and if it works, it's great. If it doesn't, I will change it up in the next cycle. And honestly, I don't really remember the name of that system. It does have a name, it's not my idea or something like this. But basically, you have a running list of tasks, and you have a table with the week and days of the week. I'm just writing the days of the month number there. And if you want to plan something on that date, you place a dot there. If you finish it, you do a tick, and there's like a way to plan everything without penciling out the days of the week beforehand. And so if you don't know how much tasks you have on a certain day, it's better than the system I used before when I firstly separated the page into the weekdays, and sometimes I would have an almost blank day, and sometimes all the tasks and plans didn't fit inside at all. So for one cycle I'm trying this out because I think there's a chance it might work. So I've been testing it for a couple of weeks, and it's nice. It's nice. And once again, I'm going in with a second line highlight. But first of all, I'm using Archer and Olive chisel tip pens. Duo tip, I think they are called. And well, overall, yeah, that works. But this chisel tip size is about 3 millimeters, and obviously the size of the boxes made by dots is 5 millimeters, so it's not filling the whole line as perfectly as it could have been. And I also decided to use a ruler this time, and it's not working perfectly. First of all, because I have the long nails, so in order to hold the ruler, I have to, put my fingers and to find that specific position for ruler to be sturdy, and also for my nails not to get in the way. And I did fail a couple of times during that process. I've also added some stickers. Here, it didn't really matter where to have decorations. Obviously, I've placed them the way it's still possible to write the tasks and to use the main idea of the page. But here I was just adding some stuff to get some kind of prettiness and balance here without really planning things out. Now the only thing that is remaining is to do the third and fourth weeks, and I'm doing that pretty much the same way I did before, with second line highlights and stickers, so it's not much to say about that. And honestly, I forgot to film a full flip through for the quarters and the month of December, so I hope it still was nice to watch, and I would really love to see you in my next videos. This year is going to be my content year. I'm going to make much more content, so I hope you enjoy this, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in some days. Bye.